Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock here, the lesson is about to begin. If this is your first time playing piano, welcome. I'm very excited for you. You're going to do great. Hopefully you already received from us the welcome packet in the mail, and maybe you even got started on the Absolute Beginners video pack to teach you the names of the notes and things like that. But if not, that's fine. You'll do great. I'll show you how to play all the notes. And if I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. You can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. And even if you only learn a little bit of this song and you don't learn the whole thing, you'll still learn enough to help you build skills so you can learn other songs faster in the future. So jump in, give it a try. You're bound to end up at least a little bit better than you even are right now. Throughout the lesson, I may refer to Clopple Academy, and you can check out that link on the website if you want. Basically, it's a program that takes you all the way from learning the names of the notes, the very beginning, through 12 levels of classical and jazz music, through all the skills that you would need to become a professional pianist. So you would learn all the same stuff that you would learn if you're taking regular traditional piano lessons, probably plus a little bit more, but it takes about 5 to 10 years to complete. So you can just try out the first level, see if it's the kind of thing that you like, or if you just care about today's lesson and learning this song, then just ignore all those references and focus on today's lesson. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The MP3 is a play-along track that you can use to practice more after the lesson, but a lot of students like to print out the PDF right now so they have it during the lesson. Careful, it could be up to like 30 pages, so just find the couple pages that you want and print those out. If you decide not to, that's fine. I'll show you all of the notes on screen as we go through it. And we will be going through 5 different levels of this song that all use the same play-along track. So even if you've never played piano before, you'll still be able to do level 1. And then as we go through level 2, 3, 4, and 5, then when we use that same play-along track, you just keep playing your same version. If you're watching this lesson in the archives and you have a question during the lesson, then feel free to click on that survey button. And at the end of the survey, there's a place for you to ask your question, and I will do my best to get back to you with the answer to that question. But if you're with us live as we're recording this today, then feel free to click on that chat button, and you can talk with all the other students who are logged in during the live lesson. And if you have a question about the lesson, then you can just go ahead and type that into the box that says, Ask Jamin a Question, and we will do our best to answer that question live in the lesson. All right, I think that's the end of the boring stuff. I'm ready to learn a song. Stay tuned at the end of the lesson and I'll show you how to win more points and earn more prizes next week. But for right now, let's get this party started. Hello and welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin and this is Electric Elisha, and he's going to be learning this song right along with you for the very first time. I don't even think you've seen the play before, much less heard the song. Yeah, so he's going to be learning it for the first time with you. And of course over here we have our moderator and cameraman and everything today, Jazzy James.
So I just closed the show, which means end performing it.
Oh, right, yes.
Peter Pan Jr., I'm wearing this shirt.
Oh, cool. What were you?
Peter Pan.
You were Peter Pan in Peter Pan?
Yeah.
We're among famous people. That's pretty awesome. Cool. So does that mean that you got to fly around and stuff?
No.
Oh.
They had a green screen and they made a video flying.
Oh, okay, cool. But you were in the video.
Yeah.
That was you flying around. Oh, cool. Nice. Then you got to pretend fly. How fun. Cool. Well, let's play this song. This one also has flying in it. It is Swan Lake, the theme from Swan Lake. So here are the notes for it. Along with the track at full speed, it would be something like this. 1, 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. it sounds kind of long and kind of classical-ish if you don't have that country background playing with you, but the notes are right here. If you want to take a look at this, the first thing we need to do is find an E. This is going to be pretty repetitive, so there's a lot of good news in here, but finding that E is going to be step number 1. So, Elisha, you're going to find a group of 2 black notes, like those or those. You get to pick any group of 2 black notes you want. Go ahead. Sure, those are great. You're gonna take the one that's on the right, on that direction, and you're gonna drag it up 1 note, and you're gonna land on an E every single time. Yes, E. And it's gonna be we're gonna play 2 of those. The first one is super long. So we're gonna play that one, and then we're gonna play that one again, and then we're gonna jump down 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. This one's called an A. So those are our first 3 notes, is a really long E, and then kind of a short-ish E, and then down to an A. And we're gonna play straight from the A up to the E. A, B, C, D, E, just like that. Yes, and that is all of this right here. So we've got the E and the E, down to A, and walk it up to the E right there. So let's try just that much with the track. Get ready on those E's, and you at home, of course, pausing and practicing wherever you need to. Play your own version along with us. Getting the first one is an E. Here we go. Really long E. And then E, and then down to A. A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, cool, nice. We just have 2 things left to do. Right here at the end of this, we've got E, C, E, C, E. So if that's an E, yeah, then 2 notes down is gonna be a C, and back to E, and back, and back. Yes, and then this next one is the trickiest part of the whole song right here. We've got an A, C, A, F. So all 3 of those notes right there. So that was the E that we started on. If you skip down, you land on a C. If you skip down, you land on an A. And if you skip down, you land on an F. Those are the ones that you need. Yes, and again, the notes that we need are A, C, A, F, up to C, skip over the A, and then land on the A. And then basically you're just gonna do all of that again. This all just repeats the first half up there. So if you can get that much down, you pretty much have the whole song. Let's try that once through with the track. Here we go. 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, starting on the E, and E. 2, 3, 4, and again, E, down to the A, walk it straight up to the E, and C, E, C, E, C, E. Now the part you want to do, A, C, A, F, C, A. Yeah, cool, we'll try all of that again. Nice job. And then, of course, that all repeats later on. But this thing right here, E, C, E, C, E. I think you were wanting to skip straight down to this guy right here, this bottom part. Yeah, so we just gotta make sure we do that top part. Cool? All right, let's go again. 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on, and go again. E, and then walk it up from the A. And then we have C, E, C, E, and then again, C, E, and then the part. A, C, A, F, C, A. Cool, and then we'll go back up to the E, E, walk it up from the A. A, B, C, D, E. Here's the C, E, C, E, C, E, and then the A, C, A, F, C, A. It's confusing. I know. There's a lot of parts. So it sounds like you have all of the parts down. It's just a matter of like trying to remember where the different sections are. So after you walk up, we've got to go back to the C twice. And then we do the part that starts on the A, C, F. A, C, A, F, C, A. All right, cool. So then let's try that one more time. And then, of course, at home, make sure you're just pausing the video wherever you need to and practicing those sections because there's kind of 3 sections of the song. And then just play all the notes that you can and don't worry about the rest. If you miss some, that's okay. Here we go. And E. And then E. walk it up from the A. A, B, C, D. Now here's the C, E part. C, E, and again, C. Now the crazy part. A, C, A, F, C, A. And then skip up to the E. Up to the E. And E. Walk it up from the A. A, B, C, D, E. C, E. C, E. One more time. C, E. C, E. And then A, C, A, F, C, A. Yeah, nice job. Cool. And I like what you did there too. And everyone at home, make sure you're doing the same thing where like if you miss a note or whatever, just skip ahead. And especially... Okay, yeah. So if you miss a note, that's okay. Just skip ahead, and if nothing else, at least get that last note in there. So know what the last note is. So even if you mess up the rest of the song, you can hear the end coming and get that last one. But it sounds like that was our last time through. So that means it's time for Kendra to tell us about our weekly activity.
This week is the Flutes and Ladders, and it's a game just like Chutes and Ladders, but of course with Kloppel and his dad. When you play, just tag Learn Piano Live when you post a picture on Facebook or Instagram for 150 bonus points from our mascot penguin Kloppel.
Yeah, Flutes and Ladders. It's a lot like Chutes and Ladders. It's a lot of fun, actually. That one's a pretty easy one. I think everyone can play that one. And that means it's time for Mailbag already.
If you'd like to win an extra 750 points by being the mailbag winner, just fill out the survey at the end of the lesson or send us a message anytime during the week using the contact button at the top of the page.
And today is from Call, who says, Dear Jamin, how many kids do you have and do they play piano? So I've got 6 kids and their ages... what is it now? 3 to 10. And they like to play, most of them like play something on the piano, but there's a couple of them that also like to play ukulele or guitar or something, but they haven't really, none of them have started Kloppel Academy yet. So they like to play a bunch of songs and stuff, but they haven't really gotten into some of the, I don't know, what some people would call secret information.
Secret information.
And this is all top secret information that most people don't know. But for people who are studying piano really hard, there's a little bit of secret information about today's song in this folder. And today we're the secret information that most people don't have, that you would learn here if you're either in Kloppel Academy or if you are just paying attention to these things, is really important to pay attention to where beat 3 is in the song. So most people already know, like they take a look at a song and they take a look at like what is the first note of the song. So when they see this, they're like, oh, okay, so I need to know an E. But then people who are even more advanced than that go, okay, well, I need to know an E, but also I need to pay attention to the first beat of each of these measures. So I need to see this E here that starts at the beginning of this measure, and then the E that starts at the beginning of this measure. But the really advanced players not only pay attention to beat 1, but they also pay attention to beat 3. So that means that something like this E right here, that's really important because that happens on beat 3. In fact, that E is more important than that C right there. So when you're going to play this thing, you want to play that E right there and then look ahead, and even though the next note is C, don't worry about the C. Pay attention to that next E because beat 3 is the second most important beat in the whole measure. So if you can play an E and then you can see that the other E is coming up on beat 3, then you don't even have to worry about counting out where that C is. So many people in Kloppel Academy are worried about like, oh, but that C is supposed to come like the and of 2, and they're like working really hard to find out where the and of 2 is. But people who are really advanced just play the E on beat 1, and then they play the E on beat 3, and before they play the E on beat 3, they just throw in a C, and they still land the E on beat 3, and the C lands in the exact right place every single time. So pay attention to the first note of the song, the first note of the measure, and then beat 3 of the measure. Don't worry about the second note of the measure. But again, that's a secret that only the pros know. Here's our second thing in our secret information. Oh, this song, yeah, okay. So this song, it technically isn't in the key that it says it's in. If you take a look over here, it says it's in the key of C because there's no sharps or flats over here. So everyone looks at that and they're like, oh, no sharps or flats. That means we're in the key of C. But we're not actually in the key of C. We're in the key of A minor. And A minor sounds like this. The key of C sounds like this. So that'd be the key of C, which has no black notes. It's all white notes. This would be the key of A minor, which also has no black notes, but technically they're kind of different because at the end of this song, you're going to want to play an A minor chord, and A is going to feel like home bass. So that's kind of how you tell the difference. If there's no sharps or flats at the beginning, it might be the key of C, but it also might be the key of A minor. This one is definitely in the key of A minor. Well, it's time to figure out who won this week's raffle. Hopefully it's you. Congratulations, music. Dan, let us know what prize it is that you want. Let's level up. Let's level up. Free bite of 2. Let's level up.
Transitioning to level 2. This may be confusing to level 1 students, so please continue to practice the level 1 version, or visit learnpianolive.com/level 2 for a detailed explanation on how to level up.
So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us. Okay, so here we are on level 2. We're going to do the exact same notes, but actually this is an easier one to read for me than level 1 is, because on level 1 you're just kind of guessing at like when are you supposed to come in with the next notes. This tells you all the rhythms. So like we were talking about before in the secret information thing, this E right here is the first note of the measure, and because you can see this bar line right here that splits those measures, it's also the only note of the measure. So that means that one's going to last a whole measure or 4 beats. So we're going to play that 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when we get to 1 again, we just play another E because this E is at the beginning here on beat 1. And so we can kind of see how long these notes are supposed to last by the lines in the spaces, and also by like whether they're filled in or not. So for example, this note over here, you already know this if you're in Clopple Academy level 2 or higher. These are all called eighth notes. That means that they're pretty fast. So this is a half note right here. It's pretty long, and these ones right here are pretty quick. So that's why we have a super long E at the beginning, and then kind of a long E, and then really fast A, B, C, D, E. Okay, cool. Well, let's try this thing with the track, and we'll try to follow along with the rhythms. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's that E. 3, 4, E, and then really fast, A, B, C, D, E, C, E, C, E, A, C, A, F, C, A, 2, 3, 4, E, A, B, C, D, E, C, E, C, E, A, C, A, F, C, A. Yeah, so then just like we were talking about before, too, this A right here is also gonna last the whole measure. It takes up that whole measure before that bar line shows up right there. And this one at the end also takes a whole measure, which is the reason it's called a whole note. And then we already talked about these ones over here, how those C's are really quick. Man, Clopple is impatient today. All right, so those C's are really quick. They happen right before those E's, and the E's are kind of longer because not only are they filled in, but they also have that little dot right next to them, and that dot means hang on to it for just a little longer than you normally would that note. Okay, let's try it one more time. 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Go for it. E. 3, 4, E, A, B, C, D, E, C, E, C, E, A, C, A, F, C, A, 2, 3, 4, E, and A, B, C, D, E, C, E, C, E, A, C, A, F, C, A. That is all of the notes. That's all of the rhythms, which means I think it's time for level 3. Let's go.
Transitioning to level 3. This may be confusing to level 1 and 2 students. Please continue to practice your own level, or visit learnpianolive.com/level3 to understand how this level works.
And here we just have basically 3 notes that we need to worry about. First one would be an A in the left hand, right there. And then we're gonna go down to a D, come back to an A, and then an F right there. And that's kind of all of the ones we have to worry about. We just have to then line them up with the appropriate notes. So right here, that A is lined up with that E. And probably this E in the right hand should be up an octave, so it'd actually be up there. So if you would, yeah, go ahead and zoom out so we can see more. Yeah, there. In fact, let's go to the keys plus MIDI would be, I'm sorry, no, the other one, the far tablet would be great. So we have an E up here and an A down here. And then this D right here gets lined up with that thing right there. Like that. So let's try that along with the track once through, and it's just A, D, A, F, A, D, A, F, A. Here we go. Everybody playing your version, whatever you can. Don't worry about the notes that you miss. Let's go. E, 2, 3, 4, E, A, B, C, D. 2, 3, 4, E, A, B, C, D, E, C, E, C, E, A. And that's how you would line up all of those notes. And I don't think there's anything else particularly special in here. If you wanted to go faster, really? Okay. Cobblestones go faster. This will be our last time through on this level, but if you want to, you can also throw in whatever note you were just playing. Like that A, I didn't stop playing it right here, even though there's a rest. I just continued playing it there because I wanted some left hand in there. You could also play another A right then if you wanted to. So yeah, let's try this thing with both hands. Or just one hand if that's what you got down. All the notes that you can, don't worry about the rest. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, and then maybe another one right there. So I'm just adding in more of the left hand. Just repeating the same notes. 2, 3, 4. And now you've officially added in a little bit of left hand. If you're wanting to do more left hand, then we would go to level 4.
Transitioning to level 4.
Let's go.
This may be unsettling to lower levels. Please continue to practice your own level, or visit learnpianolive.com/level4 for an in-depth explanation on how to conquer this level.
All right, so this is Insanity right here. So this is like actually what you would play if you were gonna like do the original song. Basically, the right hand doesn't change much. You do have to add in a few notes right here. These notes land on an A at the end, so it'd be those 3 coming down. But the biggest thing is just you'd have to learn all of these notes here. Now, to make it a little bit less scary, it usually repeats the same notes every 3 notes. So if you want to do all of these, it'd be A, C, E, which you could probably figure that out if you've done much of level 4 before. And then the next ones are just going to be A, C, E again, and then A on top, and then it just comes back down. So most of them repeat after the first sets of 3 right there. So we've got another A, C, E, A, C, E, and then right here, it's going to do the same thing, but starting on a D. And those are all triplets. That's what the little 3s are there about. So while we're counting off 1, 2, 3, 4, if you're going to play this, then you want to be thinking triplet, 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 triplet. While you're playing your right hand on top of that, and you have to line up all of those notes there. And then you have a couple weird notes over here, so watch out for your sharps and flats. This one right here is a natural sign, but if you're on level 4, you've probably seen a natural sign before. That just means don't play that one sharp, because over here, you were supposed to play an F, and it was supposed to be sharp, and then right over here, you've got another F, and it's not supposed to be sharp. So this is just kind of for the bravest of the people who are wanting additional notes, and you don't have to play all of those. If you want to just try like that first thing right here, and then revert back to the level 3 left hand for the rest of it, just try to get some of that. You can just do that much of it. In fact, let's do that. When I play through it this time, I'm going to play through and just play some of the left hand here. We don't have any chords written in because it's kind of crazy what the chords are during these sections. But here we go. Let's all play it together. And... that's the level 3. That's level 3 again. And then level 3. So that's kind of like a mix of like the level 3 and level 4 stuff there. So you don't have to do all of the notes of level 4. You can just try some of it out, especially if this is your first time. So that was our last time through, I guess, for level 4. But good news, we still get level 5 where you change all of this into numbers. Let's try that out right now.
Transitioning to level 5. This may be terrifying to lower levels. Please continue to practice your own level, or visit learnpianolive.com/level5 for training on how to survive this level.
Okay, so here's how this thing works. Before, this note right here was considered a C. So before we were looking at it and seeing that note, and then kind of in our minds, we were overlaying the letters C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. But now we're going to change this all to numbers, and then this one right here is going to be considered a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So we're gonna play all the exact same notes, but we're just thinking about it differently. So here we're thinking in the right hand, instead of thinking about playing an E, we're thinking about playing a 3. And this comes in handy when we want to change keys, like if we want to play along with the original like soundtrack to Swan Lake, because that is in the key of D major. So in the key of D major, this note, which before we were calling a D, is now considered number 1, and we follow the pattern that we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And when we're in the key of D, we can still play these same exact numbers. 3, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. And so this still sounds like the theme from Swan Lake, but now it's in the original key, and you can play along with the soundtrack and stuff. But because everybody else has been in the key of C, let's go back to the key of C, where that's number 1, and I'm going to try to play and say the numbers as we go. Good luck to us all. You make sure you're pausing and practicing so you can learn these parts, and then just play whatever version you have when you're ready. Let's go. And 3... 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 6, 1, 6, 4, 1, 6, 3, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 6, 1, 6, 4, 1, 6. And if you want to figure out what I was doing there in the left hand based on the numbers that are here, of course, you can always go to learnpianolive.com/level5 and I'll explain kind of what was going on there. But I think that's all the numbers, that's all the rhythms, that's all the original sheet music, that's the original keys, that's everything that we have for today. So it means, unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye for today. But make sure you fill out the survey at the end of the lesson. And then for next week, we've got Oodle Lolly. It's from the Robin Hood, the Disney Robin Hood movie. It's a really fun song. Even if you've never heard it before, show up. You're going to like the song a whole lot. Fill out the survey at the end of the lesson. Send us your video submissions and your coloring pages. We love you. Bye. Hey, great, you're still here, so you must want more. Well, I've got 4 things for you: archives, practice tips, points, and jokes. First of all, if you didn't like this week's song, I'm sorry, and you can always go to learnpianolive.com/next song and vote for what our next song should be. And right now you can go to the Kids Lesson Archives and just pick a different song and work on that this week. Now you probably don't have the whole song down yet, so what you can do is, this helps a lot of people, just next time pretend that you're the in-studio student and that in level 3 and level 5 we're going to be checking in with you and you've got to play at least some of the songs. I find that my students that come in and they're the in-studio students, they actually learn the songs way faster than they learn their regular songs I give them in their regular lessons. So if you just pretend that you're the in-studio student and that someone's going to be watching you, then that might help a lot. Also, you have the practice log that you can send in for extra points, and that can help you practice. And there's the daily challenge where you get extra points for logging your practice time there as well. Just click on daily challenge and it will play a video that doesn't have any sound really. You just practice, and then every now and then you'll hear a sound like this.
The number 7.
And then once you collect all of the letters and numbers, then you just put them in and you submit that, and you get points for doing that, and you get better because in between all those letters and numbers, you're practicing your song from the week. Of course, once you know the song, then definitely record yourself on your mom's cell phone or on your tablet or on whatever, and use the video submission button, and so you can send us your video that way and get points for that as well. You might even become the featured video for the week. All right, so let's move on to points. Here's the different ways you can get points. You can get up to 50 points just for participating in the chat in the live lesson. You get 300 points on top of that if you are the person in the chat room that week who makes the most helpful comments during the chat. That daily music challenge thing that I told you about, every day when you click on that and you submit the secret code, 150 points just for doing that. Every song comes with a practice log, and if you fill that out and have your parents sign it and you send that in, that's worth 300 points right there. Each week on Facebook and in the email that we send you, we give you a new weekly activity. It's just a fun little maze or puzzle or something to do. It doesn't really have much to do with music, but it does have something to do with that week's song, and it has something to do with getting you 150 points. Then if you click on survey at the end of the lesson and you fill that out and give us some feedback about the song, then we've given out up to 500 points before for great comments and feedback in the survey. Of course, submit your videos of you playing. Almost every video that gets submitted earns at least 200 points, even if it's not perfect. I guess work on it a little bit, but I'm just saying it doesn't have to be perfect. Here's another one. Every single month at learnpianolive.com/contest, we have a contest and usually give out at least 400 points, and oftentimes there are other gift cards and other prizes included in that contest. Okay, now we're getting into some big numbers. If you ever go to a concert that is classical music or it's classic jazz, which means like swing and bebop and stuff like that, you can ask your parents if it's a classic jazz concert. Then you get 500 points just by having your parents let us know what concert you attended. Now I keep asking you to send us your videos, and almost always you get points right up front for submitting those videos. Don't forget to put the legal disclaimer on your video. You have to say at the beginning, this is for use at kidlearnpianolive.com. But here's an additional way to pick up 750 points. If later on, a month down the road, a year down the road, 5 years down the road, if one of the videos that you submit to us ever gets 1,000 views, send us the link to your video. We will give you 750 points. Okay, but is there anything that I could do that's worth thousands of points? Yes, there is. If you're in Clopple Academy, every time you go from level 1 to level 2, or level 2 to level 3, every single time you level up, you get 3,000 points. And that's not even the biggest one. You get 5,000 points every single time someone signs up for KidsLearnPianoLive.com and they say that you are the one who sent it here. Okay, last thing before I say goodbye. For real, I told you that I would tell you my favorite joke, and here it is. A butcher backs up into his meat grinder and gets a little behind in his work. Gets a little behind in his work because he's a butcher. It's funny, trust me, it's awesome. If you didn't think it was funny, that's fine. But go to learnpianolive.com/jokes and you can see some of our students' favorite jokes and you can submit your own. I think that's finally it. I will see you in another live lesson. Love ya. Good luck. Have fun.